When you think of trains, you probably picture the ones you see every day, but it isn't, because what you're about to discover will blow that image right off the tracks. These aren't ordinary locomotives. These are steel giant machines so massive, so powerful, they shattered records and redefined what engineering could achieve. Some were so heavy the tracks had to be rebuilt just to hold them. Others could haul hundreds of cars across deserts without stopping for fuel, conquering terrain where almost nothing else could survive. In today's video, we're diving into the largest and most legendary locomotives ever built, marvels of raw power and precision that pushed the limits of technology. And trust me, the final one on this list is still running today, and it's more impressive than ever. The 2ES-10 Granit is a powerful electric freight locomotive made by Sinera Group and Siemens for Russian Railways, RZD. It can pull heavy loads of up to 9,000 tons and delivers 8,400 kilowatt, 11,300 horsepower, or 12,600 kilowatt, 16,900 horsepower, when used with an extra booster unit. The locomotive uses asynchronous traction motors, IGBT converters, and a smart control system for smooth and efficient performance. It can reach speeds of 120 km per hour and provide 784 knots of pulling force, handling tough routes like the Ural Mountains with ease. With a strong crash-resistant cab, digital cameras, and automatic diagnostics, the 2ES-10 combines modern technology with solid reliability, making it a top choice for heavy freight transport. The Bombardier IORE is one of the most powerful electric freight locomotives ever built, engineered to handle the harsh Arctic conditions of northern Sweden and Norway. Designed for the LKAB Malmbanan Railway, it hauls massive 8,600-ton iron ore trains from the mines in Kiruna to the ports of Narvik and Luleå with exceptional strength and dependability. Each IORE consists of two permanently coupled COCO units, together producing 10,800 kilowatt, 14,470 horsepower, and a starting tractive effort of 1,400 knots. Its regenerative braking system feeds power back into the grid on downhill runs, saving enough energy to move empty trains on their return trip. Built with reinforced steel to endure freezing temperatures, heavy snow, and wildlife impacts, the IORE runs at up to 80 km per hour. Developed by Adtranz and Bombardier, now Alstom, it set a new global benchmark for power, durability, and energy efficiency in heavy freight rail. In 1953, South Africa unveiled a locomotive that redefined what steam power could achieve, the legendary Class 25. Built to conquer the harsh and water-scarce Karoo Desert, it faced temperatures and conditions that brought ordinary steam engines to their knees. But this machine had a revolutionary edge, a condensation system that recycled its own steam, turning it back into water and drastically extending its range. Thanks to this innovation, the Class 25 could travel hundreds of kilometers without refilling, a feat unheard of for its time. Its massive frame, elegant design, and distinctive tender car resembling a passenger coach made it a striking sight across South Africa's railways. For years, it ruled the desert routes with its unmistakable whistle echoing through the dry air. Today, a few preserved units still stand proud in museums and heritage lines, enduring symbols of an era when steam engineering met ingenuity and triumphed over the impossible. In the early 2020s, Germany introduced a locomotive that stood out not for its power, but for its intelligence, the Siemens Vectron dual mode. It was designed to tackle one of modern rail's biggest challenges, the mix of electrified and non-electrified tracks. Traditionally, trains had to switch locomotives when moving between these sections, wasting both time and resources. The Vectron changed that completely. This innovative machine can seamlessly switch between electric and diesel power while in motion. Under the wires, it draws energy directly from the overhead lines. When the cables end, the diesel engine automatically takes over, all without a pause. To passengers and onlookers, the transition is so smooth it feels almost effortless. The Vectron has since become a symbol of smart efficiency, blending the legacy of diesel with the promise of a cleaner, electric future. Today, it runs across several European networks and has even captured the hearts of model train enthusiasts, earning a place alongside the great icons of railway history. In the early 1940s, when coal powered America's progress, a true giant of steam was born, the Allegheny H8. Built for the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway, it was designed to conquer the brutal slopes of the Appalachian Mountains with unmatched force. Boasting more than 7,500 horsepower, the H8 could haul massive, fully loaded trains without needing extra locomotives, an almost impossible feat for its time. The Allegheny wasn't just powerful, it was awe-inspiring. Its thunderous whistle echoed through the valleys, steam billowed skyward, and the rhythmic pounding of its wheels became the soundtrack of industrial might. Yet, even legends fade, the rise of diesel engines soon ended the reign of steam. Most H8s were retired within 2 decades, but 2 survivors remain in museums today, standing proudly as monuments to an era when coal, fire, and steel ruled the rails. The BHP Iron Ore Train remains one of the greatest feats in railway history, holding the Guinness World Record for the longest and heaviest freight train ever run. On June 21, 2001, it thundered across the 275 km Mount Newman Railway in Western Australia, stretching an incredible 7.35 kilometers from front to end. Weighing almost 100,000 tons, it carried 82,000 tons of iron ore through the harsh desert terrain. The colossal convoy included 682 wagons powered by 8 GE AC 6000 CW locomotives, all controlled by a single driver through an advanced remote system that perfectly balanced power and braking. This legendary run was more than a record, it was a symbol of Australian engineering power, proving how precision, technology, and human skill can move mountains of iron across the earth. The SBB Ae 8/14 was a groundbreaking double-electric locomotive built by the Swiss Federal Railways, SBB, between 1931 and 1938 to conquer the steep grades of the Gotthard Railway. Only 3 prototypes were ever made, each experimenting with different technologies to perfect mountain rail performance. Each unit combined 2 locomotives into one, boasting 8 powered axles, a top speed of 100 km per hour, and the ability to haul long, heavy trains without assistance. The first, 11801, used a standard drive system, 11851 introduced a new universal drive, and the final version, the sleek, Landilock 11852, delivered a then-record 8,170 kilowatt, 11,000 horsepower, making it the most powerful locomotive in the world at the time. Its strength was so great that it sometimes exceeded the limits of train couplers. Though retired in the 1970s, 11,801 still runs under SBB Historic, while the Landilock 11852 is proudly preserved at the Swiss Transport Museum in Lucerne, standing as a lasting symbol of Swiss engineering mastery. In 1969, as the Union Pacific Railroad marked its 100th anniversary, it chose to celebrate not with subtlety but with sheer power. The result was the EMD DDA 40X, famously nicknamed the Centennial. Built as a tribute to a century of rail heritage, it also became a symbol of engineering excess and ambition. Powered by 2 massive V16 diesel engines working side by side, the Centennial unleashed over 6,600 horsepower, allowing a single unit to haul what once required 2 locomotives. Stretching nearly 30 meters in length, it remains the largest and most powerful diesel locomotive ever to operate. For Union Pacific crews, it wasn't just about muscle, it was about efficiency, reliability, and the ability to conquer long freight routes with ease. Only 47 units were built, but their thunderous dual-engine roar left an unforgettable mark on rail history. Today, a few preserved examples stand as monumental reminders of a time when bigger really did mean better on the American rails. After countless railway giants, we come to the most legendary of them all, the Union Pacific Big Boy, a name that still captures imaginations decades later. Born at the height of the steam era between 1941 and 1944, the Big Boy was created to tackle one of the toughest challenges in railroading, hauling enormous freight trains over the Rocky Mountains without assistance. Stretching over 40 meters long and weighing more than 1,000,000 pounds, it was a true titan of steel. Yet despite its massive size, it could thunder along at speeds of over 120 kilometers per hour, effortlessly pulling dozens of loaded wagons through steep mountain grades. Its name came by chance when a worker scrawled "Big Boy" in chalk on the first unit's boiler, and the nickname stuck forever. Only 25 were ever built, but their legacy became immortal. In 2019, Union Pacific brought Big Boy number 4014 back to life, and it still tours the United States on special runs. When it roars past, the ground shakes, the whistle echoes for miles, and steam fills the air, a living monument to an era when raw power and human ingenuity ruled the rails. In the 1930s, while the United States focused on sleek design, the Soviet Union aimed for pure size. Determined to prove its industrial might, it unveiled the AA-20-1 in 1930 for the largest steam locomotive ever built. This mechanical giant featured 14 driving wheels, an unprecedented configuration meant to spread weight evenly and maximize traction for hauling massive loads. On paper, it was revolutionary. In reality, it was a nightmare. The AA-20-1 struggled on curves, demanded specially prepared tracks, and was notoriously difficult to maintain. Only one prototype was ever completed, serving more as a monument to Soviet ambition than a practical locomotive. Today, that single colossal engine rests in a museum in St. Petersburg, fascinating visitors as both a feat of engineering and a reminder of how the pursuit of being the biggest can outgrow practicality.